わさびアニメ、すごいですね。
All right. Well, hey, everybody. I'm Katie from Visit Jacksonville. I am the Director of Marketing here at Visit Jacksonville. And though this isn't your normal WasabiCon type presentation, I'm really excited to present you the top 10 favorite geek businesses here in Jacksonville. Thank you for voting. We had a great turnout for our votes and really appreciate everybody taking the time to vote on what your favorite local business is. But being Visit Jacksonville and being that WasabiCon is normally here and you would get to experience the city a little up close and personal, I wanted to share a little bit about our city before revealing those results. For the locals who are here on this presentation, I hope you learned something new, and for our visitors, I hope you find something that makes you want to come and visit us. So without further ado, if you were coming to visit us about 120 years ago, the thing that you would have enjoyed doing was visiting the ostrich farm, which was our top attraction in the early 1900s and located on the south bank of the river, right where about Friendship Fountain is nowadays. And it was called Dixieland Park. And then there was an ostrich farm attached to it. And you could ride an ostrich or ride in a cart with an ostrich pulling it. Shows you the sign of the times of how much has changed in 100 years. Some Jacksonville history that people may not be aware of. In 1901, there was a spark from a chimney that started back in the day, they were making mattresses out of Spanish moss and stuffing the Spanish moss into mattresses, and that's what you slept on. And it was really windy one day. Spark started that, burnt down the whole of the North Bank downtown area, 466 acres. Over 2,300 different buildings were destroyed and 8,600 residents left without a home. Shockingly, only 7 people died in the fire, and it was the equivalent of about $2 billion worth of loss. And it really sparked Jacksonville's regrowth and development into a much larger and bigger city at that time. But crazy to think that they could see the flames and the orange glow from the Savannah area. That's how big a fire it was. Jacksonville was Hollywood before Hollywood was Hollywood. We had over 30 film studios, the first in 1908, and 30 different film studios were making movies here year-round because of our weather and the different scenes that you can see in Jacksonville, from water, swamp, beach, everything. It's crazy. MGM, known as Metro Pictures originally, started here in Jacksonville. Oliver Hardy and Fatty Arbuckle made their movies here, silent films in Jacksonville. We had the first Norman Studios African-American actors in movies here in Jacksonville, and those buildings are still standing in the Arlington area. But the citizens and the government got a little fed up with the noise and industry and sent them out of here, and they went to Hollywood, Florida first, where they only stayed for a short time, but they liked the name so much that they took it with them when they went to California. And so that's how we once were Hollywood, but are no more. At 840 square miles, Jacksonville is the largest city by land mass in the continental United States. There are only 3 cities in Alaska, and there are the whole counties, and they are not very populated. But other than that, Jacksonville in the continental United States is the largest city by land mass. We're also the youngest city in the state of Florida at 35.5 years of age. So we've got a really young population here in Jacksonville. We have more shoreline than any other Florida city, with over 1,100 miles of shoreline between the over 50 miles of the St. Johns River, 22 miles of beaches, and intercoastal waterways, tributaries, creeks, and everything else, over 1,100 miles, which leads to quite a bit of water activity here in our city. The St. Johns River, which flows 50 miles right through the heart of our county, flows from south to north, and it is one of only a few south to north flowing rivers in the United States, like the Nile in Africa. It is the longest, though, in the United States. And the St. Johns River Ferry, if you've ever ridden on the car ferry out at Mayport, is the only public ferry left in the state of Florida, and it's been operating since 1874. If you didn't know it and you were interested in diving or deep sea fishing, we have over 22 reefs off the coast of Jacksonville. And between Jacksonville and St. Augustine, we've got 38 reefs, really, unpopulated, and opportunity to really dive and see. And it's very clear. I think a lot of people always wonder if the water is clear off of this coast, and it is very clear. Fishing's huge here for us. Lots of people enjoying different fishing, whether it be deep sea, shore, bridge, backwater, river fishing. It's all there. Jacksonville has the largest urban park system in the nation. If you took all of our parks and put them together, they would be 4 times the size of Manhattan, to put it in perspective. So it's over 80,000 acres of land, and that's 7 state parks, 2 national parks, a national preserve, 400 city parks, and an arboretum. So lots to explore. And what's really cool is these aren't just like your city parks where you wander in and there's a playground, but there's places like Black Rock and Boneyard Beach where you can see tree skeletons, and the unique rocks that are on Black Rock make up that specific kind of rock, make up 3%, or is the majority of that rock in the whole world. So it's a really cool story. I've got a great video on our website about it as well. Very cool arboretum, super accessible to get to in Arlington. You could go and explore it in 20 minutes, or you could go and explore it for 3 hours. So it's a fun place if you haven't been over there to see it. Hanna Park, a lot of people locally know Hanna Park because of its beaches, but it also offers miles of trails, awesome surfing spot, probably one of the most popular, definitely one of the most popular in Jacksonville. And then you can also kayak and canoe there as well. We have amazing food in Jacksonville, and I think that, like so many cities, you can say have a great food scene. Jacksonville might not be known for it, but our food is really, really great here. Most famously, Mayport shrimp, which is caught here off of our shores. At this time of year is really big Mayport season. From now until the end of the year is when you get the really biggest shrimp, because they've come down the eastern seaboard and now are here in the warmer waters of Florida. But awesome seafood, awesome southern cooking, some amazing ethnic restaurants, over 100 different ethnic restaurants in Jacksonville from a wide variety. We're really also known for our pita bread, and for something called the Desert Rider, which is a sandwich that you can get in most Middle Eastern restaurants here in the city. But highly rave about the different kinds of foods and things that you can have in Jacksonville. Some fun facts about our foods. If you haven't been to Sweet Pete's is a candy store in downtown. They became famous on The Prophet. Marcus Lemonis did The Prophet, and Sweet Pete's makes over 10,000 pounds of caramel in a year in their sea salt caramels. I thought that's a crazy 10,000 pounds of caramel in a year. We have 15 chefs that are on the America's Best Chefs list. So some really awesome restaurants and a lot of great stories of chefs who've left the area and come back, trained in other places around the world, and came back to start their business and stake their claim here in Jacksonville. Our farmers market is the oldest farmers market in the state of Florida, and it opened in 1938, and it's right on Beaver Street. And then the Peterbrook chocolate, I think if you live here and you haven't had chocolate covered popcorn, you are missing out. But there are Peterbrooks located all over the city and in many destinations around the country now. They've got quite a few franchises, but they use almost 2 million ounces of milk chocolate covered they create almost 2 million ounces of popcorn annually. And all my friends who've come to visit get some popcorn, and so they always talk about it when they come back. So if you haven't tried it, it's worth it. If you're craft beer drinkers and you enjoy local breweries, in 2014 we started the Jack's Ale Trail. It's almost 6 years old this December, but we started with 8 breweries and now we're up to 22 local breweries, and there's more coming before the end, probably at the beginning of the year. But you can, with the Ale Trail, you get a little passport if you go to the brewery or come into one of our visitor centers, like behind me, and you get a stamp at each of the breweries. If you go to 8 of them, we give you a free t-shirt. If you go to all 22 of them, you get a super secret prize, which I can't tell you what it is, but it's fun to go out and explore. There's no time limit on when you do it, and it's just a good way to get out and, if you like craft beer, to see the different breweries we've got around the city. And if you like food trucks, which I know, who doesn't like food trucks, right? There are over 100 licensed food trucks now in Jacksonville, and it seems like every time we turn around, even during COVID, we've seen a lot of new food trucks opening during this time period. So some really unique things to do in Jacksonville that you may not know about, but would be really fun experiences for a lot of people to do, is the Caddyshack Wildlife Sanctuary. This is, no matter your age, it's not a thing for kids or just kids, or it's a great family experience. You get to go out and see the big cats that have been rescued. They're rescuing big cats from circuses, from people who think that they could own a tiger. And at the Caddyshack Ranch Wildlife Sanctuary, you get to watch those night feedings. And it's just a really unique experience because you're up close and personal with them. Congreve and Penn is a farm that's located northwest of downtown Jacksonville. They have the only rice paddy in Northeast Florida and only one of two in the state, and that's just incredible. But if you're they offer farm tours, food, they make their own cider. It's just a fun experience to go out and do. Go Tuckin, which is the picture on the bottom there, is they offer tours of downtown, brewery tours, architecture tours, murals, and public art tours. Lots of fun stuff to do. You can do candy tours and candy making classes at Sweet Pete's, brewery tours at a lot of our local breweries. You can shop at Riverside Arts Market, which is handmade goods and from the Jacksonville area and artists. They are every Saturday from 10 to 3, so it's going on right now, under the I-95 bridge or the Fulton Bridge in Riverside. And then, of course, our parks. And if you didn't know it, established in 1977, Kona Skate Park is the longest surviving skate park in the world, and it's right here, about 10 minutes from downtown. And the Alhambra Theater is the longest running professional dinner theater in America. And at one point, there were more than 100. There's only 6 left, and we have the longest one running right here in Jacksonville. So hopefully you picked up, one more slide, sorry. If it's not COVID times, we host 22 annual music festivals here and have 27 live music venues. And if you didn't know it, we were the birthplace of Southern rock. So Lynyrd Skynyrd and the Allman Brothers were formed here in Jacksonville among other Southern rock bands. So we're proud to claim it, though most people don't realize it, that those bands were formed here in our city. So now, without further ado, let me tell you about our top geek businesses. I've got the results in. So tied for 10th place is Cool Stuff Games and Cosmic Comics. Cool Stuff Games carries popular tabletop games, including CCGs, board games, miniatures, RPGs, and more. The employees are always ready to help, from finding the items you need to demoing games with you. And the Clean Bright stores are fully stocked with drinks and snacks, and there's plenty of room for all kinds of games and groups. Cosmic Comics sells comic books, action figures, gaming cards, hero clicks, vintage toys, and much more. In 9th place, we've got your friendly local game store. FLGS is your source for gaming information, connections, and goods. That would bring you information about local and other news and gaming events where you can meet and play with other players. FLGS is your town for your gaming life. You can gear up, meet other adventurers, and collect rewards. FLGS is the largest game store in Jacksonville, and they have a vibrant community for game workshop games, Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, Magic, collectible card games, miniatures, board games, toys, and other games. In 8th place, we've got the Coliseum of Comics. Located in the Riverside area of Jax, the Coliseum of Comics offers a great selection of products and has a friendly and knowledgeable staff to help you out. On to 7th place is Borderlands. Borderlands offers a large selection of back-issue comics, along with the newest comic books every Wednesday. They specialize in setting up a comic book poll for your favorite series, so you're sure to never miss an issue, and along with that, a free bag and board with your subscription. Borderlands also has a wide selection of tabletop miniatures from the popular sci-fi and fantasy to historic gaming. So whatever your favorite genre to play, they have it for you. In 6th place is Keg and Coin. Keg and Coin is Jacksonville's first arcade bar, bringing the city a unique nostalgic experience. Play the best arcade games from the 80s and 90s while trying craft beer on their 15 rotating taps. Pick something up from their package store where you can find the best craft beer around. Their one-of-a-kind retro merchandise is available from toys to t-shirts, and there's something for everybody at Keg and Coin. The top 5 now. In 5th place is Ace Arena. Whether you're looking for competitive or casual gaming, Ace Arena has programs and leagues that focus on sportsmanship, teamwork, and competing with respect. Fast fiber internet and high-end gaming systems gives gamers an upper hand when competing in local and online tournaments. IRL social gaming allows players to experience high fives and fist bumps with their friends. Camps and training allows players to learn about opportunities in the gaming industry and make connections with new friends with similar interests. In 4th place, Mythical Mountain Comics and Toys. Mythical Mountain is one of Jacksonville's largest toy and comic shops, located in the heart of Mandarin. They recently voted Jacksonville's best local comic book store and 2nd place for best toy store in Folio Weekly's Best of Jacks contest. Mythical Mountain offers a wide variety of comics, action figures, and collectibles, with over 3,000 square feet of product and displays. The collection of comics include Golden Age and modern books and everything in between. They carry a wide variety of action figures, statues, vintage collectibles, and of course a wall of Funko Pops. You're sure to find something you'll love, whether you're a collector yourself or looking for the perfect birthday gift for yourself or your superhero. And top 3. The Gotham City Limit is our number 3. Gotham City Limit is Jacksonville's premier location for comic books, collectibles, toys, and more. The utmost goal is to connect comic book fans with their favorite characters through comics and more. They pride themselves on being in the know with the latest comic news and offer a large selection of comic books from the DC and Marvel universe and more. With games, apparel, toys, collectibles, household items, action figures, and much more, GCL is your one-stop shop for anything and everything superhero and villain related. And now to our top 2. Second place, the Java Game House Cafe. Java Game House Cafe is a locally owned and operated cafe which offers a quaint, cozy, and fun place for board gamers, friends, and family, or just casual coffee drinkers. Ready to roll some dice, play some card games, and dominate the world? Then this is the place for you. For a modest table fee per person, you can hang out and play any of their games in their extensive game library of over 500 titles for as long as you want. All right, and now drum roll, please. We have our top. The winner, the first place is Video Game Rescue. Video Game Rescue, a brick and mortar store, was started by husband and wife team Dustin and Deanna Gartenbush. In their VG arcade, you can play your favorite console games and throw back a few quarters in their classic arcade. They believe that just because a game is old doesn't mean that it isn't worth playing. From old school to new gen, VG Arcaders to every brand of gamer, all lovers of players are always welcome to visit their store and participate in their events. So congratulations to Video Game Rescue on being the big winner, and they were a big winner by a landslide. So congratulations to them. And be sure to frequent all of the businesses on the top 10 list today. Explore, go, buy local, get out and see what there is to do at all of these different stores. I'm sure there's something for everybody, and to find what you're looking for here in Jacksonville. And I really appreciate all of you that took the time to vote and took the time to tell us about your favorite place. That's going to wrap my presentation today. If you're interested in learning more about the Jacksonville area or visiting the Jacksonville area, or if you're just a local interested in learning more about what you can do and what you can see in Jacksonville, be sure to check out our website, visitjacksonville.com. We have a great app in the App Store. It's Visit Jax. And you can follow us on any of our social media channels at visit_Jax on Instagram and Twitter, Visit Jacksonville on Facebook. And we'd love to have you just checking out what's going on in the city. And as we emerge from pandemic, I'm sure we're going to have a whole lot more to do. We are so looking forward to having WasabiCon here back in 2021 at the Prime Osborne Convention Center. And that's all I've got for you today. So thank you again for the time.